We were having just a little issue there, but here we are. Here we are. Hey there, family. Hey there. Welcome again to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. Progressive Black Talk Media on air and online at wordradio.com. So here we are, Tuesday, August 8th. Nick and I are ready to spend some time with you, have a few conversations with you, if you will. There's so much to talk about, so much to talk about, as I know you know. And I can't wait to get into some things. Can't wait to get into some things. You hear me? In any event, how you doing? How are you? How's your day going? How has your week been thus far? And I'm asking that as I've just said, there's so much going on. I know there's so much to process, right? There's so much happening in the world nowadays. Yes, there is. Yes, there is. But guess what? We're going to talk about all of that. We are going to talk about all of that. So, family, if you're new to the show, what I like to do as we get started, I like to do what I call a check-in or a roll call, if you will. So please show some love. Send us some love. Let us know that you're out there ready to join the conversation. Or you're out there hanging out with us. We'll take it. We'll take all the love that you share. So if you are on our socials, feel free to send us a hello because we love that. Or you can even call us. And you can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. Or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. Just to say hello, just to share some love. Tell us how your day went. Tell us how your week is going, all that good stuff. Because I ask all the time because I really want to know. And to those of you listening and not watching, we take that too. We know that you are out there because your presence and your love are always felt and are always, always greatly appreciated. And lastly, but certainly not least, for those of our family members whose light is shining just a little dimly today, if you're vibrating a little lowly today, just know that I'm sending extra love and extra hugs to each and every one of you. I want to take a moment to send a huge shout out and congratulations to the Black Promoters Collective, the BPC, if you will, for being recognized by Billboard as the R&B hip hop power players of 2023. That's exceptional, right? A special shout out goes to the best booking agent and agency there is. Okay. None other than Walt Reeder Jr. of Big Block Entertainment, who's a member of the BPC, but who is also my representation. So congrats. Well, congrats to each and every one of you. As a matter of fact, congrats to Gary Guidry, Shelby Joyner, Bill Ingram, Shahida Mausi, Troy Brown, Lionel B., Suleiman Mausi, Walt Reeder Jr., and Janice Cotton. Y'all, I smiled. So I had the biggest smile when I saw it. It just because I know they work so hard. They really do. They work so hard. So congrats, that you are congrats on being recognized and appreciated and celebrated. So, family, if today is your birthday, well, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. If today is yours, all right, because I believe everybody should be celebrated and quite honestly spoiled absolutely rotten. We should. Family, I do want to remind you about something, though. Come out and be a part of WURD's annual Summer of Freedom tour. WURD Radio is proud to partner with Philadelphia Parks and Recreation and the Center for Families and Relationships for a summer of fun, freedom, and healthy communities. Join us this Thursday, August 10th at 8th and Diamond Playground, located at 800 Diamond Street in Philadelphia. Host Tanya Pendleton, our beloved, will broadcast live from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. WURD's own Brother Shamari will sit down with Tanya for an important conversation on how to effect real change in our community. Discover all that our recreation centers have to offer. Meet with mental health specialists who will provide support to children impacted by gun violence. Hear live performances from local artists and win tickets and prizes. Stand up with WURD by joining or renewing your WURD membership on site. Family, we hope to see you this week on August 10th at 8th and Diamond Playground in North Philadelphia. I want to recognize some of our family members that are checking in right now. Brother Nasir, he shares a good evening. Good evening, Sister Carol and Nick and guests. Peace and blessings. Black Beauty, she shares a hello. Blessings, blessings to us all. I love it. And Jay is joining us tonight. Jay, you know we've got that conversation coming up. You know we've got some things to talk about. Jay shares, hey, beautiful. Love you. I love you more, Jay. And stick around because, like I said, we've got some things to talk about. And my very own cousin, my dummy, hi there. Dwayne Jones. He shares, hey, Boogie. He calls me Egbert. I call him stupid or dummy. We've been doing this since we were kids. So, so if you ever see that, don't think it's offensive. We write it. We've been doing it since childhood. And Jamal says, hey, peace, Carol. It's J Soul. What? See that? Let me tell y'all something with these little names. Y'all know I don't know these little nicknames. Y'all know. And then you put your real names and listen. Hey, J Soul. I'm sending you love too. You already know. You already know. It's been a long time. Haley Alston is sharing a hello, Carol. I quietly tune in to you on occasion. I have to admit, I love your chuckles. That is so well. Thank you, Haley. Thank you, because I try to keep them on point. I try to, but they just sneak out every now and again. Miss Julie is checking in as well. She shares, good evening, Carol, Nick, guests, WURD listeners. A shout out of appreciation to Beyonce. Extended hours of Washington Metro, sheltering people indiscriminately from the storm. That's right. That's right. That's love right there. That's love. Cheryl Brown is checking in. Hi, Cheryl. Good evening, beautiful Carol, producer and wordies. I love it. Family and Gary Bryant. Good evening, brother Gary. He shares good evening to the entire WURD family. So, family, listen. What I want to do is have this conversation with our first guest, because after we do so, we've got a lot to discuss. Okay. We've got a lot to discuss. There's so much going on, and you all know the number one story at the top of my list. You already know, because I'm sure you've been looking at social media. Okay. You've been watching social media for what, the past 2 days. So you already know what we need to discuss. But in any event, family, our first guest tonight is stopping by. He is the commissioner of the county of Philadelphia, the city commissioner of the county of Philadelphia, elected on November 5th, 2019, and sworn in on January 6th, 2020. His primary goal has always been to empower and enable all Philadelphians to participate in the voting process by addressing voter apathy and educating communities about the importance of civic engagement. Tonight, he's here to share with us about his current endeavors, including an upcoming initiative called You Are Not Forgotten. Family, I invite you to the conversation with City Commissioner OMAR SABIR. Well, hello there. Hello, good sir.
Hey, hello. How are you doing?
I will not complain. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Okay.
Well, we're happy to have you here with us tonight. We see you're in transit. You're making things happen.
It never stops. It's 25 hours, 8 days a week, working
Well,
hard for the citizens of Philadelphia.
we appreciate you. We appreciate that. That's love right there. That's what that's called. That's love. That's love for what you do and for us. So we will take it. We appreciate all of that. So and listen, I know you've got so much. You always have so much going on. I always see your posts. You're always out and about. You're always doing something. So, okay, so family, I follow the commissioner. I follow him on his socials. And I'm always double tapping because you are so involved in I love it though. I love it. I mean, it wasn't a misstatement that you just made about, being busy, like busy doing things, because everything you post is positive, and I love that. And you're always out and about doing hard work for us, So we will take that. We will take that. Brother Gary Bryant says, hello, good brother Omar Sabir.
Hey, what's up, brother Gary? How you doing, man?
So tell us what's going on with you these days, Commissioner.
Well, well, this Thursday, as you know, I'll be having a birthday celebration. I'll be turning 44 years old on August 13th on Sunday. But on Thursday the 10th, we're going to have a celebration. We're bringing everybody in, and of course, we got you performing. We got Uncle Buck, he's performing, and we have a
Oh,
special Grammy winning artist who's going to be
ooh.
there as well. We got Patty Jackson; she's hosting it. It's just going to be just a great time. I think our city needs this right now. So a
Mhm.
lot of times these last couple of years with the pandemic and just moving around, we haven't really taken time to really celebrate the win. So it's basically a big Leo celebration. So if you're Leos, come on down.
I
Again,
love
it's all
that.
on my Instagram at Omar for Philly. You can check it out. The link is in my bio.
Kick in the door.
Mm.
A 44, huh? A great 44. Well, congrats.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, listen, I mean, I talk all the time. I will be kicking in 54 this year. So,
What? You look younger
yeah.
than me. What we
Well,
talking
God
about?
bless you, Saint. God
You
bless
like
you. I
fine
was,
wine. You getting better with time. I tell you that
you
much. You
know,
got that. You got that Benjamin Buttons.
you know what? One of my cousins would say, "Shut up and keep talking." No, I thank you so much for that. Yeah, I always talk. The family they know. I always say I'm on the fifth level. I'm at 5.3. So yeah, I will
Well,
be. I'm knocking on 54's door. So I'm going to have to do something big for the double nickels next year. I'm going to have to do
absolutely.
something big. I'm happy I'm happy to hear that you're celebrating and you're inviting us to come out and celebrate with you. And you're right. The city does need something positive. We need a celebration. We need an event where we can all come out and come together. You're absolutely, absolutely right about that. One of our good sisters, Cheryl Brown, she shares, "Good evening, Mr. Sabir."
Hey,
I love all
Cheryl. How
this
you
love.
doing? Thank you, hey, Cheryl.
And Melissa Brown, good evening, everyone. Our family members are showing love, and I so appreciate that. Now, listen, I know I see you're in transit, and I won't keep you long. So
Sure,
we're partying with you on Thursday. We're all on board with that. We're coming to party with you,
sure, sure,
and to celebrate you and to celebrate life overall.
sure,
We're coming
sure.
out.
Okay,
But I'm
okay.
Yes, listen. But I'm curious to know because when it was shared with me, this upcoming initiative that you have, I really appreciate the message and the effort. Can you talk with us about "You Are Not Forgotten"?
Oh, sure, sure. So the "You Are Not Forgotten" is an extension of the Octavius Cotto Task Force, and that's an initiative that was founded when I first got in office, and it was a collaboration of nonprofit groups, businesses, community stakeholders, in order so that we can increase the voter turnout and increase voter information amongst primarily disadvantaged communities. So this "You Are Not
Mm,
Forgotten" campaign is specifically designed for people who have been incarcerated at some point in their life. They have been targeted for disinformation for decades. And there's
mm,
over 300,000 uh, citizens in Philadelphia who have been convicted of a felony or who have had some sort of contact with law enforcement. And a significant population of them don't believe that they can vote. And it's not just happening here in Philadelphia, it's happening all across our country, and it's disinformation is just being spread. Now, the rules for inmates and former convicted felons voting varies from state to state, and so a lot of people that believe in disinformation, they're just telling everybody that they can't vote, and so there's so much confusion. There was misinformation that was being disseminated by the prison guards, even
mhm.
the judges didn't even tell people what their voting rights were when they accept the pleas. So this is, it's a collaboration of us. We're going to be working with uh, parole officers. We're going to be working with judges. We're going to be working with everyone that has contact with returning citizens, and we're going to straighten it up.
Wow, I mean, that's a huge undertaking. It's
It's
huge.
it's it's huge, and it's so like, and the thing about it is, it's so bad that when we really brought it to the attention of the judges, the wardens, the guards, it
Mhm.
was like nobody was just like, it was really okay. You're right, and they just forgot about it. And so when we noticed that people have forgotten about these people, and we had to let them know that, hey, guess what? You are not forgotten, and you have a voice and you have a reason to play. And so, especially in elections like this that we have coming up on November the 7th, where we have the judges on the ballot from municipal court all the way up to Supreme Court. Now, you would think that people who have had contact with judges would, come out and vote, but they just don't really in these elections. And a lot of them, not because they're ineligible, or not because they don't know it's an election, and not even
Mhm.
a lot of them want to participate, but they have just been told that just because they've been convicted of a felony, that they can't vote, and that's wrong. And so, we're definitely trying to change it.
It's just that simple to deter. Just that simple. That we always talk about being power in words. And here, I mean, this is a prime example. When a simple statement, someone just saying no, and there's belief because of the situation itself, which is horrible. But again, I know you're stopping by, and I wanted to share with our family members that initiative. I wanted to make our family members aware because it is so important that we share the word about it so that we are
Right.
knowledgeable, and others who will be helped by the initiative are knowledgeable as well. So they're not hearing no. They're not hearing no. So
Right.
that they
That's
know
correct.
that
Right.
there's.
Right. That's absolutely correct. So everyone who's listening right now, if you have a family member, who have been incarcerated before, if they've been convicted of a felony, the moment that they are released, that they are eligible to vote. Even if they are arrested before they go through their trial, they are still eligible to vote. So even if they're incarcerated and they haven't been convicted yet, they actually can vote by mail. And if you have been convicted of a misdemeanor, you can still vote by mail inside jail. We can get you the applications. We get them to fill it out, we bring it back, and then we'll mail you the ballot while you're actually in jail. So even while you're incarcerated, as long as you haven't been convicted of a felony, you can still vote. So it's very important. So please call my office at any time for us to get the appropriate information, for us to talk to the guards, to talk to the warden. Because again, it's a culture that
Mhm.
it takes the family to really participate in it. It takes the attorney of the family to really get participate in it, because these are the voting rights, and everyone has an access. So you can always call our office at 215-686-3462, 215-686-3462. Even if your loved one is not incarcerated in Pennsylvania, they can still vote. Please call us up and we can definitely find a way for them to vote.
You know what? Well, we have a strong tribe here at Love and Life. So we will definitely do our part in sharing the word with our loved ones and the loved ones of our friends and loved ones. I want to say thank you so much for stopping by. No, wait a minute now. We talked about you celebrating and turning 44. But where's the party going to be?
That's going to be at the Waterworks. It's going to be right next to the Art Museum, the beautiful Waterworks
Ooh,
restaurant. It's beautiful. Again, we're going to have so much food there. It's just desserts. I mean, it's just beautiful.
it's going to
And
be a
it's very
celebration.
appropriate. It's going to definitely be a celebration.
Well, you're right,
That's
Philly. We do need this. We need to celebrate, and we need
sure.
yeah, we need to all come out and show some love to you
That's
and to
right.
one another. How about that? Okay, this is
Oh,
what the
yes.
city of brotherly love and sisterly affection, isn't it?
That's right. That's right. You better believe it.
That's right. Well, thank you so much, Commissioner Sabir, for stopping by and sharing your time, your energy, and your attention with us. It is truly greatly appreciated. We hope that you will come back. If you don't party too much, we hope that there'll be another day that you can come back and talk with us about some more things.
Sure. So, of course, we'll be back, and definitely want to come back before September the 15th. We have a big blood drive coming up again. That's Sickle Cell Awareness Month. So we're going to have a huge blood drive at the
Mm.
YMCA. So
Which,
that's you can put that on your radar as
wait, which
well.
YMCA?
The one on 52nd Street.
Okay. Oh, makes sense. Makes sense. All
Yeah,
right.
so we're
Well, yep,
definitely gonna
yep,
push
yep.
that out. Yeah,
Okay. Yeah, you saw me writing it down. I got my pen. I've got my pen.
I see,
September.
I see.
That's right. That's right. Come on now. Because what? Knowledge is power. And
That's
I
right.
do believe that communication is key. Thank you again. Thank you so much for stopping by. And we can't wait to see you the next time. And
Sure.
I will see you in a couple of days because I'm going to
That's right.
party. Okay.
That's right.
All right.
Thanks,
Have a
thanks
great
for
rest of
having
your
me.
night. Okay.
You too.
So, family, if you have just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. What we're going to do right now is take just a short break, but when we come back, let the conversation begin. Stay with us, family, because we'll be right back.
Struggling to pay your water or sewer bills? New Jersey's low income household water assistance program can help you avoid service disruptions, restore services, pay reconnection fees, and stay up to date on payments. Don't get shut off. Apply for the low income household water assistance program today. Call 211 or visit waterassistance.nj.gov.
Summer is here, and so is WURD's annual Summer of Freedom Tour. WURD Radio is proud to partner with Philadelphia Parks and Recreation and the Center for Families and Relationships for a summer of fun, freedom, and healthy communities. Join us in Germantown, Overbrook, North Philly, and Southwest Philly, where Tanya Pendleton will broadcast live each Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Discover all that our recreation centers have to offer. Meet with mental health specialists who will provide support to children impacted by gun violence. Join WORD's community partners for hands-on outdoor activities and hear live performances from local artists. Win tickets and prizes and stand with WORD by joining or renewing your Forward membership on site. Be sure to join us on August 10th at 8th and Diamond Playground in North Philadelphia, 800 Diamond Street. Summer of Freedom is brought to you by Comcast, Nico, Keystone First, and the Energy Co-op.
There are 1,000 ways to say it.
Nope. Knock it off. Shut it down. Dream on. No dice. Give it a rest. Not a chance.
Or just,
All text. You focus on the road.
as a passenger, you have the power to prevent an accident. There are 1,000 ways to stop a distracted driver. Choose one.
A message from CTIA.
What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the Forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90 or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for?
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. So here we are, Tuesday, August 8th. I was sharing with you earlier that we've got some things to talk about, but before we do so, I just want to recognize and acknowledge some of our family members who are joining us on our socials. Hey there, Eric, just Rick, just Carol Riddick for mayor. You know what? Kevin Horn is checking in as well. Hey there, Kevin. Misty Jones. Hi there, cuz. She shares, I'm listening, Queen. I'm going to share your birthday wishes with with Commissioner Sabir because I did not see them before he had to leave us. But Cheryl, hey there, walking buddy. She shares greetings and a birthday wish. I will definitely share that with him. 44. Our brother Henry Purifoy is also checking in. I can't talk tonight, y'all. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm going to take a moment to go to our phone lines and then let's talk about some things. Hey there, family. Are you still there?
Hi, Cal.
Hi, Ron. How are you today?
Well, I'm going to go a little bit. I just want to say to everyone in our evening audience, I hope you take care of your health and strength and like that and continue to do that. I wanted to speak to Brother Omar and thank him and thank 332 for the years that they have given me the privilege to speak in front of all y'all, the people, and speak in front of the governor. I want to thank him for last November. I got a chance to speak to Wolf, but in front of the other new governor. And I talked about the Democratic Party. We rode that donkey, Cal. Oh, we've been riding that donkey for quite some time. And we were talking about in this republic, in this democracy, and in this republic for which we have stood for quite some time to make it better. I just want to thank him for that. I just want to thank everyone and say, not sounding morbid, take care of your health, please. And I said, man, say this, you don't know the people. And I just 2 days ago, 2 people that I know, females have made transition. And I want you to get your checkup on your health. Cal,
Yes.
the lady that when you had your program on before people was allowed to call in, I think was your family member. She was in the medical field.
Yes,
Yes. Hey, Cal, and all the things she had to offer, because I didn't know about, I know we got Medicaid and all like that. So maybe you want to consider that to bring her on one night, because that program that she had was certainly good. For it was better to me than what we have in Medicare and Medicare, because she was bringing it all down, everything that was available. So let us continue to listen, and let us continue to give God the praises for our health and strength, because that's very true. Without your health and strength, it's difficult. So thank you, Cal. Thank you, everyone. Continue to love one another. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. Thank you. I most certainly will reach out to my cousin Rashida. It was Rashida who was on sharing information. And as always, Ron shares positivity, which and love, which we truly do love, appreciate, and advocate for right here in this space. So family, here we are. There's so much. You know, I like to pull some things, some articles. So let's just get to it. The first, which because I'm going to go down the line. The most obvious, of course, is the brawl in Alabama. But wait, just wait. I just want to make you aware of some things. So I want to share that the Made in America Festival has been canceled. I don't know if you were planning to go or if you are aware, but the Made in America 2023 concert has been canceled due to severe circumstances. That was all the information that was shared, according to a statement released by festival runners on Tuesday. Severe circumstances outside of production's control. So I just wanted to make you aware of that. I also wanted to make you aware that O'Shea Sibley, the funeral of O'Shea Sibley took place. The dancer that was killed in New York City, the stabbing, was laid to rest back home in Philly. Family, friends, and communities from Philly and New York gathered to celebrate the joyous life of O'Shea Sibley, which was tragically cut short during a possible hate crime. The 28-year-old Philly native was stabbed to death while filling up at a gas station in Brooklyn last month. This story I wanted to share because y'all, when I tell y'all, I keep saying we're in the midst of spiritual warfare. And every time I see another story and another story and another story, sometimes I don't want to share these things with you all because I don't want to make you heavy, because sometimes they make me heavy. But I also don't want to be naive. And I think they are things that we should discuss and talk about. This next article reads, Mom sues Southwest Airlines, saying she was accused of trafficking biracial daughter. A white mother who says she was accused of trafficking her daughter has filed a federal lawsuit against Southwest Airlines, alleging that she and her daughter were victims of blatant racism by airline employees. She was stopped by airline employees because she's a white woman and her daughter is biracial. So they accused her of trafficking her daughter. And I mean, when I read it, I was just like, y'all, this world in which we live, in any event, on to the next story, the headline reads, thousands in Haiti march to demand safety from violent gangs as killings and kidnappings soar. Several thousand people, their faces covered to conceal their identities, marched through Haiti's capital on Monday, demanding protection from violent gangs who are pillaging neighborhoods in the capital, Port-au-Prince, and beyond. This world, y'all, when I say. The next story reads, a woman, 70, used a 16-inch blade sheathed in a cane during a deadly Ardmore stabbing. A 70-year-old woman has been charged in the June stabbing death of a man in a suburban Philadelphia town earlier this year. Renee DiPietro turned herself in this week and was charged with third-degree murder, involuntary manslaughter, and possession of an instrument of crime, and the death of 31-year-old Michael Sides. There was a story of defense in here, this story in particular, when I read it, I feel badly for both sides, of course. But she's a 70-year-old woman and she feels it necessary to carry a weapon. But look, she had to use it. It just, y'all, when I say this world in which we live. The next story reads, Pennsylvania cuts at least 137,000 people from its Medicaid program as some participants fight paperwork denials. At least 137,000 people have been terminated from Pennsylvania's Medicaid program since April, when a pandemic-era rule that had guaranteed continuous enrollment in the low-income health insurance program ended. Here we are. And this is the last one I'm going to share before we discuss the main event. An Indiana teacher had a kill list of students and staff and was sentenced to 2.5 years on probation. A former 5th grade teacher in northwestern Indiana who was charged with felony intimidation after authorities say she told a student she had a kill list of students and staff has been sentenced to 2.5 years of probation. Angelica Carrasquillo, 25, of Griffith, pleaded guilty Friday to an intimidation charge in Lake County Superior Court, records show. So, the last of which of these stories I want to share with you is, of course, the Montgomery, Alabama brawl that took place. The story reads, authorities have issued arrest warrants after a chaotic brawl broke out Saturday on a popular riverfront deck in Montgomery, Alabama, with punches thrown, people hit with chairs, and at least one person tossed onto the water. The melee began when, this is what it reads, y'all. The melee began when a black man, who a witness described to CNN as an employee, engaged with a group of white men on the dock. According to footage of the incident, a shirtless white man then charged and shoved the employee, and others pushed the worker to the ground and started punching him. Now, I'm going to be honest. I'm welcoming your comments. I'm welcoming you to join the conversation by commenting on socials or calling, either or. But I will share with you this. I did not know about this story yesterday, and I saw just a tidbit, and I said, I was thumbing through social media, and I saw just a little flash, and I said, not today. I cannot take seeing a black man being beaten today. I will not, because it just felt to me that was where it was going. I didn't even see the comments. I didn't know what was about to take place. So I didn't watch it. So today I saw all these memes and comments and all kinds of things about it. So I felt compelled to watch the full video because I needed to be able to talk with you and be educated. I didn't want to just see just that little quip and have a comment. So Family, again, I'm inviting you to the conversation. See, I can't even talk today. My nerves are so bad right now. When I tell y'all, my whole body is shaking from just all of that, all of that, all of that. It's a lot to process. It's a lot to digest. And I'm aware that there's so much going on in the world, but sometimes it just feels so heavy because it is, because it is. I do want to acknowledge some of our family members that are commenting. Cheryl Mobley Stimson. See that? You see what I'm saying? Be still, be still. She shares that she pulled over in her car and she's enjoying some breeze and she's listening in. Hey there, Cheryl. I'm so glad that you are. Janine, hey Jay. Jay shares that broke her heart. Hate is out of control. It really is. It is running rampant. I mean, I can't say it enough that we're in the midst of spiritual warfare. But again, that's my own opinion. Okay, that's only my opinion. And Misty shares, it's the people that make the world go round. It really is. But it really, really is. But there's something, I don't know. I don't know. Is it in the water? What's happening? What's happening? I know that I pray every day, all day. But at the same time, there is no but. That's a period. I pray every day, all day. There's a period there. When I read these articles, like I said, like all of that, there was that touched everybody, our elderly, our babies, just everything. Us as good and grown adults, middle-aged adults, just so much, so much, so much. I won't go down the rabbit hole. I am inviting you to communicate with me, converse with me, if you will. You can do so. You can comment on our socials. Feel free to do that. Or you can call in. And the number to do that is 215-634-8065. Or you can call me toll free at 1-866-361-0900. But hold on for a moment because I'm going to go to our phone lines. I believe one of our family members is ready to join the conversation. Hello, are you still there?
Carol, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
You're
Hi, Miss
speaking
Audrey.
I'm holding my pillow tight because that news is very alarming. And I'll probably have a chamomile tea before the night is over just to relax my nerves.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot. I want to begin with the Medicaid information. Carol, as you remember, I'm sure, when President Obama was speaking about affordable care and implementing that, I noticed here in Philadelphia that there was a lot of confusion with Medicare and Medicaid at that time. My dear beloved had to go to the clinic over at University of Penn. When those people were coming through the door, Carol, and they were mostly seniors, it did not matter what their pain was. If the information was not updated on their computer system, turned away. And that was inhumane. And now here we are again. And we were told this, I believe, a few months ago, that that there would be a change to Medicare and Medicaid, and that some people would be removed. So this back and forth business and President Obama had, in fact, had people who did research across this country, where, in fact, they were being turned away in emergency. It's the actual fact. So you know that there's been more than one computer situation concerning people's medical information, and that's across the board. So it's got to get better, and it has to be, as they say, there's a plan A and a plan B. Well, the plan B is not just these clinics where that was supposed to be the remedy for our community when they closed down these hospitals. In New Jersey, they were saying that they were going to turn away children at a particular hospital if they, if as far as Medicare and Medicaid is concerned or what have you. So it's the plan is supposed to be for us to be successful, not to fail. And regarding Indiana, you know, it just hurts me to say Superior Court because it makes no darn sense that the woman stood before them and admitted that she was guilty of what crime she was going to do to the children, and she's on probation. No,
Probation.
that makes no sense. That makes no sense at all. I am glad that in the state of Alabama, that in fact they did realize that that was that in regards to the person who was doing his job, and on the news report that I saw. And when they went to fist fighting, it was in defense. So those 3 to 4 white folks who believed that they just was going to stomp and punch and who knows what they're going to do next, you know. And so they're going to be charged for an assault. So
They are.
And
I have. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
I have to agree with you now, Ms. Audrey. I am not an advocate for violence, but when I tell you, I was so convicted because I watched the video, and I saw the video that I watched was shared by Roland Martin, and there were people on one of the ferries, and the boat had to keep circling, and they were talking. They were saying, well, they had to keep circling because of this boat that was there, that was docked, that needed to be moved. Actually, you know what? I'm going to hold this, Miss Audrey. Could you hold for a moment? Because I'm looking at the time and I didn't realize it's time for us to go to break. Family, stay with us because when we come back, we're definitely talking about this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
What's up, Philly? It's Solomon Jones. Don't look now, but back to school is just around the corner. How will that work for you? Did your child's education plan work for you last year? Were safety issues, bullying, and persistent health concerns working together to make your child or grandchild's life miserable? Maybe it's time to consider Commonwealth Charter Academy. They know how schools should work. Commonwealth Charter Academy, or CCA, has a 21-year track record of providing a flexible, stable, online education in the comfort of your home. Enroll today at ccaeducate.me. Here are some benefits that could work for your family. 1, a world-class, flexible, customizable education streamed directly to your home at no cost to you. 2, laptops, headphones, high-speed internet access, and learning materials, all provided at no cost to you. Join the more than 4,200 students from Philly who already attend CCA. Enroll for the fall at ccaeducate.me. Trust me, they know how school should work.
Why is WURD important to the community?
Thank you for asking.
Let me count the ways.
And it's one of the most important radio stations in the country.
WURD has always been a platform for Black people in Philadelphia.
We're one of the only Black-owned talk radio stations in the country. We're one of 4 in the nation.
You know, a lot of what's going on in the world today, I think, is a result of people feeling like they don't have a voice.
Without WURD, we wouldn't have such educated, loving, caring people of color who really are interested in what's going on in neighborhoods around the city.
WURD creates such a sense of community in the Black community here in Philadelphia.
It amplifies the voices that are mostly marginalized. It allows you to speak and be heard and to create your own narrative, your own story.
It's a place where we can share our thoughts, our ideas, our dreams.
You control who and what you say about yourself.
Every community needs a hub.
We are 20 years strong, giving voice to the community, and without the community, there will be no WURD. We are one and the same, and it is not a game. WURD.
This message is for Karina, our mom who finished her high school diploma at age 28. Hi, Mom. It's Emmettith and Nicholas. Congratulations on getting your diploma. You worked so hard and have taught us so much. We love you.
When you graduate, they graduate.
Finish your high school diploma for you and for them. Visit finishyourdiploma.org to find free and supportive adult education centers near you. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We're in the midst of an open forum, and before the break, we've been talking about what happened in Alabama. And Miss Audrey, I was sharing with you that at first I was tense before I watched the video because of everything that I'd seen on social media. So I started watching this video and I mean, I just started getting anxiety because I don't want to see another black man hit, let alone beat down. And I watched and I was listening to the people who were on the ferry and they were saying, well, we can't dock. He works here. He's telling them, he told them several times, that they can't park there, that they have to move their boat. So the ferry could not dock. So the employee, and they're telling us what's happening. The employee went to move the boat. He, took the rope and so it could be moved. And that was when the people came and they argued at first. I see this, but when I saw the white man that ran, I mean,
that had to hurt.
I felt it. And I felt like that's just evil. It's just evil. It's just hate and it's just evil. And then I said, okay, I need to watch this so I can be able to, talk about this, And as I watched, when I tell you now, again, y'all, I want y'all to know I do not advocate crime and violence, but it felt so good. It felt so good to see other black men come to his aid. And then it felt even better when the white women joined to see the black women come to help the men. And I was so convicted. Because I hate violence. I do not condone violence. But it made me feel good to see us help one another and to stand up for what is right.
It would be the same as the deacons for the defense. They didn't want to take their front line in their stance, and they knew that they could not continue to let their community fall apart. They could not continue to just watch it happen. And so they had to stand in front of, what was that, Carol, the county office or what have you, and let those white folks who are haters know this is going to end, and it goes no further. Just like I'm wondering about the church in New Jersey, the New Covenant Church. I'm wondering about that because in my husband's particular instance, I had insurance for both of us, and my medical people said, whatever it takes, give him that emergency care that he needs. However, for whatever the construct of the politics is at University of Pennsylvania, it was the guards who said, oh, no, he won't be being taken care of today, so who would she? And whatever her political stance was, she had no right. And Coventry was my insurance. Coventry at the time, with the U.S. Post Office, I was paying the annual fee, a separate government entity that I was working for. And for her to state on record that he was not to get that help, it was wrong.
That was absolutely wrong.
Whatever their political beliefs are and leave them outside the office And if they are affiliated with organizations such as whatever the names, and because it's a litany of names, regarding them, such as the person who is going to be sentenced because on January 6, 2021, he raided the Capitol and he raided Senator, Congresswoman or Senator Pelosi's office. And he wants to receive a lesser charge, and he's doing what some of them do. Back out. He's saved now. He's a Christian. Really?
Are you serious?
Yes, he was all those things. If I'm understanding it correctly, they're the white Christians who believe that only they can be Christians. They're the ones who say that only we have this close relationship with our Lord. Beginning from them. And this is supposed to be the reason why they use crosses to burn people? That's madness.
That is absolute madness. That's exactly what that is.
So, yeah.
Oh.
And I'll end with this. I worked for the Showboat and Good Ship Lollipop. I had gotten this. I was at, I believe it's Pier 11. And thank you, fire department, for your rescue, because prejudiced persons that we have to initiate you. You have to, we have to push you into the water, and you have to be able to swim. What? When the fireman came over and saw that I was in that water, he helped me to get up. He said, "Listen, I'm going to explain to your employer that I told you to go home." And that person who was working for the Showboat at that time, he got fired on the spot because I could have died. It could have been any type of tide coming in. So that young man who went across those waters to help that man, his life was in jeopardy, because you never know what type of undercurrent is going to come in any type of water, river
You sure don't.
or ocean.
You sure don't. And I thought the same thing. Oh, Miss Audrey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Family, if you have just joined us, you're tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD. I want to share some of the comments from some of our family members. Jay shares, it was very sad to see the brother get jumped. Yet I was very proud to see our folk help the brother. I was proud of us. No, I don't like violence, but I'm tired. I'm sick and tired. I feel the same way. Henry Purevoy shares, no matter if you're placed in authority, people still only see race. They don't understand that Trump has security, but they don't. And Cheryl Mobley Stimson shares, I agree with you, Carol. Spiritual warfare confronts us daily. It is so exhausting to deal with the evil out here. May God protect and provide for us all. Miss Lily is sharing that she's joining us, and she's sending her a hello and sharing love with all of us. Family. Nico is joining us and is sharing peace and love. Nico shares peace and love, sis, and word tribe. I agree, Carol. We are definitely in the midst of spiritual warfare. The pages of Revelation are unfolding before our eyes. They truly are. If you don't know the word, listen. Brother Gary shares, Carol Riddick, nothing has changed in America when it comes to violence perpetrated by white people toward Black people. So glad it was caught on film. There's so many things about that. Just so many about it. Melissa Gamble shares that hate is real and it must be defeated. Nico follows with, the brawl has caused me a mixture of emotions. Same here. Somewhere between sadness and gratification. Nico, that describes it perfectly for me. And like I said, my spirit was so vexed because I didn't want to feel happy about it, but at the same time, gratification, I will share that. I received that. I didn't want to feel gratification, but I did, but I felt an overwhelming amount of sadness because here we are, it's 2023, y'all. 2023. And then I read a post today that shared, and I don't know how much truth there is to this, but it was shared that that very same spot is where slaves at one point in time were bought and sold. And my whole spirit just turned. I cringed. I cringed. Uh, but just again, just the list of things that I shared with you all today. Here we are. Here we are. I keep saying it. I say it all the time. This is 2023. And we are still talking about these things. We're still living with these things. We're still dealing with these things. We are still fighting, and evil is running rampant. Just rampant. Just rampant. It is time for us to take just a short break, family, but do know that the phone lines are open, and please feel free to continue to comment on our socials. You're tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. Stay with us because we will be right back.
Founders Day is back, and you won't want to miss the celebration of our founder, Walter P. Lomax Jr., MD, on Friday, August 18th at the future home of WURD, 3601 Haverford Avenue, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please join us for a block party filled with panel discussions, health screenings, dancing, food, and fun. Check out family-friendly activities, vendors, and the presentation of our third annual Community Impact Awards. You can also stand with WURD Radio. Start or renew your 4WURD membership at the special Founders Day discounted rate of $80, or start a digital membership. That's our 2023 Founders Day celebration, Friday, August 18th at the future home of WURD, 3601 Haverford Avenue, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Need a minute? Take a breath and breathe in positivity. Here are words of joy and empowerment from WURD Radio.
To Black Women by Gwendolyn Brooks. Sisters, where there is cold silence, no hallelujahs, no hurrahs at all, no handshakes, no neon red or blue, no smiling faces, prevail. Prevail across the editors of the world who are obsessed, self-honeying, and self-crowned in the seduced arena. It has been a hard trudge with fainting, bandaging, and death. There have been startling confrontations. There have been tramplings of monarchs and of other men. But there remain large countries in your eyes, shrewd sun, a civil balance, the listening secrets, and you create and train your flowers still. I'm Delilah Wilson Scott.
This joy and empowerment vignette was brought to you by Comcast.
Austin Center here, driver of the Discount Tire, number 2 Ford Mustang, and 2022 NASCAR Cup Series Rookie of the Year. Having the right tire pressure on the racetrack is crucial to my success. Tire pressure is also critical to keeping you safe on the road. Whether it's for safe stopping distances in all seasons or getting the best gas mileage, you want to keep your vehicle's tires properly inflated. Check your tire pressure at least once a month or stop by a local tire retailer for an air check.
A message from the U.S. Tire Manufacturers Association.
Celebrating 20 years of progressive Black Talk Media. This is WURD, 900 AM and 96.1 FM, Philadelphia. Streaming online at wordradio.com and the WURD Radio app.
Let me tell you something, and don't you ever forget it. Success is nothing without someone you love to share it with.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome to the top of the second hour of Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media, on air and online at wordradio.com. So we've been talking about a lot. I shared a few things, a few stories that I saw in the headlines, and I've invited you to the conversation before we talk with our guest in the second hour. And quite honestly, y'all, it was just so emotional for me, and it has been just reliving and seeing the repeated airings of this video as I see them on I see it on television and on our socials. But in any event, we're going to continue this conversation because, like I said, there was a combination of sadness and gratification. Thank you for that, Nico. Before we move forward, I want to go to our phone lines because I believe one of our family members is waiting to talk with us. Hello, are you still there by any chance?
Yes. This is Gary, Southwest.
Hi. How are you, Gary?
Right now I'm kind of, I don't know what to say anymore, but seeing that video, I'm glad that some, people were able to come to his aid.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the real America. And I don't understand why we don't get it. This is how a lot of people, I don't want to paint everybody with a broad brush, but those individuals, that's how they feel about us, and they feel they can do anything to us. And it goes all the way back to slavery, the horrific things that they did to us. And it's still continuing. It was caught on film this time, and I'm glad someone was able to come to that gentleman's aid and help out. But we gotta face the facts, and also it should send a message to us. All of this senseless violence, especially here in Philadelphia, that we're having towards one another, we got to stop that. That's got to stop. I don't know what it's going to take for our young people to understand that what they're doing is not right.
I agree with you. I agree wholeheartedly with you. I
thinking,
wish I knew.
Carol, I come from North Carolina, and I remember a story, growing up as a young man, when grown folks was talking, we couldn't be in the same room. But I would be upstairs listening. All of my uncles had migrated to Philadelphia. A lot of people migrated from the South to come to the city because they had a better job. My aunt was still in North Carolina, and she called my uncles and told them, come, you need to get down here immediately. He had got into an altercation with someone of the other, with a white gentleman. Not of my uncle's fault at all. He protected himself, and he did a good job of it. Well, my aunt called because they were coming to lynch my uncle. They got him out of North Carolina just in time. And see, nothing has changed, Carol. I don't know why we don't get it.
I know.
That's changed.
It's the hope. It's the hope for change. I truly and honestly, and it's the faith that it will change. That's for me. I can't speak for anybody else, but that's for me.
But what I'm saying is basically, we have to stand together and stop the senseless violence towards one another and stand together strong with one another to be there to protect and defend our people. And also, there's a lot of good white people out there that are against that nonsense. So I'm not saying all. I'm not painting
there
all.
Are.
There are. Even in the civil rights movement and back in history, a lot of them, hey, they helped, escaping slavery. They helped. They assisted. But we have to wake up and understand that we can't do this, keep perpetrating this senseless violence towards one another. And this is 2023, and this is still going on. It really grieves my heart that even happened to that man. And he was doing his job.
He was doing his job.
So I pray for our people Carol, I pray for us every single day. And I'm also, just to add this, and I'm going to leave, some of our people who are in prominent positions in leadership, they're really not doing a good job at getting the message out and looking out for us. And we have to call those people out. Thank you.
Gary, thank you. Thank you for calling. Thank you for joining the conversation and for sharing, because it is truly appreciated. I really do appreciate when we converse and when we communicate, family. I truly, truly do, because I think it's important. I think it's helpful, but I also think it's necessary. I think that's a good part of where we start. It's a good part of where we start. We have to talk to one another. I do want to share. Some of our family members have joined us on our socials. Cheryl shares, it is emotional. I was triggered yesterday. I had to leave an appointment early. The laughter from the memes and comments provided welcomed relief. Sadness followed the laughter, though. The fact that the brother was jumped. Those who assaulted him felt privileged to do so. It could have been my relative. I felt helpless in that moment. Melissa Gamble shares the evil that is being shown all over comes from a place where love is not known. God is love and he will win. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Yes, he will. Timothy, hey, Tim. He says hello to all and he shares that we have to be vigilant when we go places. And Nico follows with, I'm also very concerned about the potential for racist retaliation. There's all, yeah, that's real. That is real. That is so real. Family, there's just so much, so much. I mean, well, you know, I concentrated on this story particularly, but when the story that I shared with you about the school teacher, this is in Indiana. This is a human being, an adult that is with our babies, that is taking care of our babies, who shared a kill list. A kill list. And then, first of all, I can't fathom. I just can't fathom. But a former fifth grade teacher shared a kill list with one of her students, saying that, this list is, I'm targeting students and staff. I don't understand it. And to have received probation. Mm, mm. It's just so much, so much, so much. Nico is checking in, and Nika, I'm so terribly sorry. Nika Wild shares, retaliation is definitely one of my main concerns. Well, you know what, family? I know I'm mixing apples with oranges. So, family, for those of you who are listening and are not seeing the comments that I'm sharing, I was talking about one of the other stories that I shared, but I'm reading the comments in response to the story about Montgomery, Alabama, and the brawl that took place. I too, well, you know what, family, we're already there. We're already in the midst. We're already in the midst of the storm. We're in the midst of this war. This warfare is ongoing. And again, I am sharing my own personal belief and feelings. I want to be clear about that. So when we talk about retaliation, we've already been targeted. We've been targeted. We have been targeted since the beginning. We've been targeted. So I don't know. I don't know. But what I want to do is shift gears now and talk. Well, I want to introduce you to our next guest. That's what I want to do. I want to try to share some positivity. Our next guest is a husband and father of two who wants to create generational wealth and opportunity for himself, his family, and his community. He is a licensed realtor in Pennsylvania under the Good Neighbor Real Estate Group, and he's here to talk with us about how we can start to build generational wealth through real estate and home ownership. I think that's a great place to start. It's a great conversation to have, don't you? Family, I invite you to the conversation with Anthony Lee. Hello there, Anthony. How are you?
Hi, how are you? Thank you for having me.
I'm well, thank you. No, thank you for coming. We've you see, we're talking about some things here, talking about life. Welcome to Love and Life. That's what we do here, though. We're very transparent here. We're very we're trusting here because we trust that we can talk and communicate with each other. So we're anxious. I am anxious to have this conversation with you so we can talk about growth and generational wealth and things of that nature. I do want to share before we go forward because, like I said, I was mixing apples with oranges and I wanted to pivot, but I do want to share some of the comments that came in about the subject matter we just spoke about. And Divinity Skincare shares, love heals all. Be blessed, family. And Brother Gary Bryant shares, yes, we were targeted since setting foot on this soil. So I did not want your comments to go without being noticed. So thank you, family, for contributing to the conversation as requested. But Brother Anthony Lee is here to talk with us and to share with us some help, quite honestly, because that's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like help. So so are you from Philly, Anthony? You're from Philadelphia?
So it's weird. So yes, I'm from Philly. I grew up in Delaware County in Yaton, but I'm a West Philly guy. All my family, all my roots, all my activities. I graduated from West Catholic High School, played
Okay.
basketball and baseball up and down 63rd in Cops Creek and 61st in Baltimore. And all my business now is primarily in West Philadelphia. So I'm a licensed agent, as you mentioned, with Realty One Group. We just made that transition, so I'm happy to announce on air with you guys. I'm actually opening up my own office as of September.
Nice. Well, congrats. Kudos. Congrats.
Thank you. Yeah. So I'm going from being the agent to being the quote unquote boss now in my transition of business. But my goal has always been home ownership for our community and for my peers. In this real estate journey, I've been meeting people and helping people buy houses. But one thing that's been consistent, no matter what their job is or what their passion is, real estate was always the foundation that helped them have a stable foundation or also catapult whatever their goals and dreams were, whether it's paying for college for your kids, or needing to sell a property or make a move so that, again, you can keep your personal income to yourself. Real estate has been that segue for the people who have been, I'll say, not just surviving with only one source of income.
Sure, that makes sense. I do want to share that Miss Lily shares congratulations to you about your business, and so does Melissa Gamble. She also shares congratulations. The question I have for you is about the Good Neighbor Real Estate Group. What is that?
So as an agent, I formed a team with basically other agents, my peers, and we are the Good Neighbor Real Estate Group. So like I said, the group is basically my core group of agents that I directly work with. We've been working together for the last 4 years under other offices. And now we're basically transitioning from being under somebody else's umbrella to having our own umbrella, where we're welcoming other agents that can still come in and run their business, because now we'll have a full umbrella for everybody to come into.
Oh, wow. Wow. So
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, please.
So Good Neighbor honestly started from my childhood. My first business was a landscaping business, and I called it Good Neighbor Landscaping when I was 13. And I did that all the way through college in the summers to make money. And then I segued it to real estate and called everything I do now was Good Neighbor Real Estate.
I'm sorry, wait a minute. Did you say your landscaping business at 13?
Yeah, so I'm one of those people. I won't say I don't know why, but I'll back up. So my dad was I'll say an entrepreneur. We didn't know that was the term, but he had a job. He used to sell clothes at the barbershop. He used to wash cars on the weekend. They come to the house on Saturday. He got 3 parking spots blocked off. I'm washing rims for $2, just trying to make some money at age 4 and 5, just thinking I'm having fun. And then also, as I got older, other family members in different businesses watching them do things. But again, I would say everybody knew how to make extra money, but building a business is kind of what pushed me into the full real estate realm. And at 13, one of my neighbors had a landscaping business. And at the time, I'm like, well, my mom and them was like, well, it's either you go to camp or you could go work with Mr. Such and Such. And Mr. Such and Such was a cool summer gig for me to learn what it's really like to be under somebody, because he was making a lot of money and paying me like $100 a week, if that. And I realized like I'm on the wrong side of this thing, and I'm the one pushing the lawnmower and doing all the heavy lifting. But I was excited to make money, so I did that with him for one summer. And then after that, I told my mom like, "Yo, let me borrow your lawnmower." And I just start working for myself. And every summer, I just start building clientele, walking around the neighborhood.
OMG. Let me tell you something. First of all, thank you Okay, because that was unexpected. I'm, familiar with your real estate business, but that just made my heart. That was a hug to my heart. Hearing you, first of all, hearing you talk about, you know, well, you inherited this entrepreneurial spirit from your father. Now I know mom had her bit in there too, because she helped you. She let you borrow that lawnmower, but dad had you out there, and he was teaching you. Um, he was sharing with you, number one, so you two were bonding, but he was sharing with you about business, which is it just does my heart so much good to just hear you say that. And then to say, yeah, well, you know what, first I started with pops, and he was doing this and this and this, and I saw, that just does my heart good. And then to know that you too said, all right, well, you recognized, you said, okay, let me see, because I'm on the wrong side. I'm definitely on the wrong side of this. So kudos to you, kudos to your entire family. How about that?
Thank
Mom,
you.
dad, everybody involved, because that's an amazing story. I do want to share with you. Some of our family members are sharing love as well. Miss Cheryl shares, good evening. Anthony Lee, thanks for joining us and congratulations. Gary, brother Gary shares, wow, that is awesome, young brother. And he also shares, he follows up with saying, your guest is awesome. Divinity Skincare shares, you made a boss move. And yes, you did. Yes, you
Right
did.
before I knew what it was. Yes,
Yeah, how
yes.
about that? You know what? But that's the beauty of it. That is the beauty in it. Before you knew what it was, but divine orchestration had already ordered your steps. And so that's such a so at 13, you said, okay, I'm going to go into landscaping. How did you go from landscaping to real estate?
So in college, you only can cut grass again, but for so long. So my journey was, mom said, either go to college or you got to go to the army. So, that
Mm.
generation before me is like, yo, you got to do something because you're technically on your own once you graduate high school. So they didn't
Mhm.
necessarily like put the pressure on me, but I had to make a decision. So
Mhm.
initially I went to college. My mom is now an anesthesiologist. So she's like, well, you're going to go to school and you're going to be a doctor or you're going to be a nurse. And I'm like, okay. Mind you, I just barely got through high school. I ain't do no good work in science and all that. But I feel like most black parents, it's like you got to go to college to be successful because we don't know what we don't know. That's just what was passed down.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
I went to college. I tried to do sports medicine in my sophomore year. I was about to flunk out because it wasn't working. So my sophomore year, I'm about to flunk out. So at that time, I met with a mentor at school. We transitioned my degree to early childhood elementary education. But in that
Mm.
transition, one of my cousins from New York, during the holiday, I'm home. He pulls up in the Maserati, and I'm like, "How
Right.
you
Mhm.
Anthony Mack?" And I know that's a car from the rap videos. And I'm like, people I know that got cars like that, and he's young. I'm thinking, he's selling drugs or doing something else.
Mhm.
He's like, no, I got my job working for SEPTA, and I bought real estate. His parents put him on to buying real estate.
I
He's like,
love
the
it.
real estate at the time is what helps me afford this stuff. I use my job money to live life, the real estate to buy toys and have fun. And I'm like, what do you mean?
You're right.
The book Rich Dad Poor Dad, most people have heard about it. I read it and the fire went off in my head. And from there, I spent my next 2 years of college doing my schoolwork, granted, but I went to every real estate networking meetup and event that you could have anywhere from Philadelphia, Jersey, Delaware that I could get to for the next 2 years. And from there, the light
Wow.
bulb for me was I need to get a degree so I could have a job. I'm going to use that job to put me in a position at some point to buy real estate. Then again, I didn't know how it was going to work or what I was going to do. And in between there, I had different odd jobs, different things. But again, my goal was to finish my goal for my mom and my family. I'm the first
Mhm.
male in my family to graduate college on both sides. Um, so,
Wow.
so that was my motivation, regardless of my grades, just to finish.
Mhm.
Um,
Mhm.
but again, my goal was at some point to figure out how to be an entrepreneur or start a business. So again, and I'm a big component of, if you're a male or just in general, a young person, I think you should go to college because I feel like the network and the exposure that I got in college, I wouldn't
Mhm.
have been able to get from my immediate circle and peers. All my clients, when I came out of college, I sold them houses because they were making enough money out of college or sooner than later than my other peers who didn't have a college degree. So that was really what catapulted my real estate business in the very beginning. But again, I wouldn't have had that network unless I went to college. So I'm not you got to go to college because it's going to help you make money. No, but I feel like you should go to college, build your network, and get a skill set. And college may not be for everybody, but I'm saying for the average, you can figure something out that puts you in position for something else. And again, where else can you pay to have a network that somebody won't, that you can, that somebody will walk you in a different door. All my jobs always came from referral or network.
God has truly blessed you. Oh, I love it. I love it. Family, listen, it's time for us to take just a short break. But know that the phone lines are open. You can call us, and you can do that by dialing 215-634-8065, or you can call us toll free at 1-866-361-0900. You can also comment on our socials. And to that point, I do want to share that Melissa Gamble shares, wow, that's just, well, she shares, it's so beautiful. She shares, wow, so beautiful. And Nika shares, so very inspiring. So proud of you. Well, as am I. I'm proud for you, your family, your kids, and I think this is wonderful. Well, I can't wait to learn more about how we can create generational wealth. And I know you want to know too, family. So stay with us because we will be right back.
What are you waiting for? If you've been enjoying the information and interviews WURD provides every day, or come out to our community events, it might be time to become a member. This year marks the 20th anniversary of WURD, and there's no better time to join the forward movement. Sign up or renew your sustaining membership at just $90, or your digital membership for just $5 a month. Join online at wordradio.com/membership, or pick up the phone and give us a call at 215-425-7875. Press 4 for assistance. The time to join is now.
What am I waiting for?
The job search can be a difficult and frustrating process. WURD's Livelihood Initiative was designed to help you find the right opportunity for your next professional move. Check out these recent openings posted on the Livelihood job board at wordworks.com. Brown ShopRite and Fresh Grocer are hiring cashiers at multiple locations, and Herb Foods are hiring truck drivers, various warehouse shift laborers, and a sales representative. For more information on these jobs and many others, go to wordworks.com and learn more about the Livelihood Initiative, brought to you by WURD Radio, progressive Black talk media.
Hey, Dad, your prescription will be ready in just a minute. Hey, Dad, your laundry will be ready in just a minute. Dad, your lunch will be ready in just a minute.
Hey, honey, why don't you take a minute? When you help care for a loved one, you give them as much time as you can, making sure they're safe and comfortable. But it's just as important that you take some time for yourself. At AARP, we can help with information and useful tips on how you can maintain a healthy life balance, care for your own physical and mental well-being, and manage the challenges of caring for a loved one. Because the better care you take of yourself, the better care you can provide for your loved one.
Thanks, Dad.
Thank you. You're there for them. We're here for you. Find free care guides to support you and your loved one at aarp.org/caregiving. That's aarp.org/caregiving. A public service announcement brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Love and Life with Carol Riddick on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
Hey there, family. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk. You hear me? You hear me? Media. So we're talking with none other than Anthony Lee. And I'm so engrossed in your story, Anthony, that I'm looking at the time, and I know this hour goes by so quickly. So I'm anxious to know if you can share with us what are some ways that we can build generational wealth through real estate?
So the fundamental level of it is for everybody. You have to start with your credit. Most of us are not born, I would say, with large bank accounts or with access to capital. But the way we bridge that gap, in my opinion and in my experience, has been through credit. If you can keep a 700 or better credit score, there are opportunities for you to get, I would say, top tier funding or access to funding to purchase properties in your personal name or to purchase properties in your investment name. But the fundamental part, like I stated earlier, my goal was get a job, be eligible to buy my first house. As a first-time home buyer, my very first property was a duplex at 58th and Spruce. I had to come to the table with $4,500 down payment at the time. So those down payment days are not what it used to be now. You probably need anywhere from 10 to 15,000. But again, instead of buying a car, taking vacations, or whatever you got going on, if you can sacrifice a little bit of time to at least save $10,000, you can buy a property here in Philadelphia with that as your down payment. Go ahead.
Well, actually, I have a question about something that you just said when you were talking about maintaining a credit score, a personal credit score of 700 or higher. But you stated so you could either buy a property in your name or your investment name. So if you have an investment company, would you advise buying using your business credit, or would you still?
So I like that. So your business, so they have things where your DUNS number on the business side, right? And building your business credit. That is a thing. However, that process is a lot different, and that's not my expertise. However, if you have good credit, that's why I said good credit is key across the board. In most cases, your personal credit will get your business credit funded as long as you keep your personal credit intact. And I'll share with you guys, being transparent, I had a situation last month. My credit score dropped 40 points in the middle of the night on a Saturday. So I was upset. However, I didn't panic, because now that I have the resources, it's a phone call to figure out what I need to do and what the timeline is. And in 3 weeks, I got my credit score back up in 60 points. So I lost 40 and got 60 back. But I'm not going to lie, it cost me money. Luckily, I had the money to do what I needed to do. But to answer your question, if you have good personal credit, I'm telling you, don't worry about the business credit. What you really want to focus on is the business criteria. And I'll give you guys a couple quick tips for the business criteria. So you're going to want to have a business email address. That's one. So I'm Good Neighbor. So my email will say info@goodneighbor or admin@Good Neighbor. So I have a professional email address, and you can get that through Google. It's called the Gmail suite. And then after you have the email address, you want to have the business address. All these things are going to be the checkpoints for you to get maximum funding on the business side, in addition to the personal credit being good. So you want to have a professional address, an address that's not your personal address. If your personal address is 123 Main Street, you need to have another address, and you can get it as a virtual address through, I'm drawing a blank.
There's so many. There are a few services. Yeah, there are definitely a few services.
But I'll just say Regis for one of them. Like Regis is one of them. You can use them. So you can use Regis, and then you want to get you a professional phone number, like a 1-800 number, professional phone number. So having those things, and then also having a landing page for your business, having those things make you, whether you're a big business, small business, you fit the criteria of the checkpoints when you fill out the application. And then the other part is whatever bank account you want to build a relationship with, you always go in the bank and open up an account with $100. Open up that checking account with $100, and then you talk to the business banker. You don't want to talk to just the regular people. You want to talk to the business banker, business manager, somebody who's really making the decisions, that wants to build a business relationship. And that's when you strike and you hit them for a business credit card, hopefully with 0% interest for 12 months. Or
how about that?
A business line of credit, at least for 20,000, 30,000. And honestly, that was my game changer for me. Because like when I first started, I was maybe buying one house a year, just one, or every other year. And then during the pandemic, again, I'm networking, hanging out with other gentlemen and other people in the business, and they put me onto the business credit. And I'm saying for every LLC, you could go to different banks or the same bank and do the same thing over and over, which is the beauty of, again, having good personal credit. Because now I'm going to just say you go to PNC Bank, you got 3 LLCs, they give you 20,000 in the first one, 20 in the second, 20 in the third. That's 60,000 in a week's worth of work. But again, you got to use, and that's the that's the gift and curse with social media, because they're just telling you to get it, but you got to have a purpose for that money. If you don't have a purpose and a discipline for that money, don't use that money to get you out of debt. Fix your debt first with your regular money, then use the business credit to really leverage and not go back into debt. That's when you get the game changer, because now your 9-to-5 money, whether you keep the 9-to-5 or keep your business, all that money is really yours. Now, all the additional money that you're making, your kids go to trips. I just took my family to Disney last year, took my mom to Disney with us. You know, so just using that money, and I'm like, I don't got to work an extra shift nowhere. I don't have to get another degree. I just go buy a property when I want to do something different. And now I just have to balance it out and put a timeline on, hey, once you get to this part of the business, you can give yourself this, or you can do that.
So, first of all, thank you for all of that. I'm listening, like, yep.
Oh, and don't be cheap. Don't be cheap and go to one of those cheap places to get an LLC set up. I see so many people like, I can do it myself. I can do this. You can, but I'm telling you, it's not until you go to really make a move or make a play and you realize you don't have everything, or you don't know what you don't know. So I'm a person that I pay people who are professionals in that field. So when I get into a jam or have a question, we can execute it and we can take care of it.
You know what, Lord, Anthony, you got to come back quite often. You know to do. So let me ask you this: so for those of our family members who are not well versed in the land of real estate and business, you know, do you do courses? Do you mentor? Do
So
you?
I don't like the name mentor. I don't like that pressure, but I like to really say we build an ecosystem, and that's again why we're opening up this brokerage in the fall. So we do events. Some are paid events. So every quarter we pretty much do a ride along with my partner Lorenzo Jackson, owner of Jackson Rental Homes. He's one of the biggest property managers in the city. You would never know from Southwest the way he, people wouldn't know. But
listen, where you come from is where you come from.
Right. But the things he's doing is so amazing. You just wouldn't think that, because you're like, how'd he get into this? But no, he's phenomenal. So we do. Go ahead.
Well, because you just mentioned, I don't want our family members to lose this information, and I want it too. So you just mentioned about some of the programs the events that you will facilitate. How do we find out information about them?
So always stay tapped into me on social media. My social media is Alee Real Estate. I'm always ALEE Real Estate on Instagram.
You always had to spell it. You know, we've got some family members just listening.
I got you. So ALEE Real Estate. No hashtags, no underscores, but you can follow me on social media. So we just had a past event where we had a networking event, and we had banking institution, credit people, title company, and insurance at this event, and we networked and had a good time. We had a real estate brunch downtown. Our next event we're going to be teaching, I believe, coming up in September. We're probably going to be teaching how to be a successful landlord and how to avoid evictions. And then I'm not sure what we're doing in October yet, but every month, probably for the rest of the year, we plan on doing something. And these events more than likely will be free. The only time we really charge people for events, when you talk about mentorship, is if it's going to be a multiple day event. And we're not charging people like, hey, you need 10,000 to show up. Like, we're probably charging you $50, $100. And more than likely, you can even bring a friend. But we like to also bring people to the properties so you can see the houses when they're fixed up and pretty, when they're ripped out down to the brick, what they look like with the mechanical. So now you're walking in the houses and you can envision, hey, I like this kind of work. I don't like this, or what good work and what bad work looks like.
Yeah, that's important too. That's definitely important. So all of that information is on your Instagram page. So we'll
yes.
Okay. I do want to share with you some of our family members are commenting. Joey Dixon shares peace. Linda Shields shares good evening, Word family. I'm enjoying the show. And Anthony, I will definitely be calling you. I'm looking for a house, but I don't like the market right now. But at least you can be on the lookout for me. I must support a young Black you.
Can I comment to Ms. Lynn?
Absolutely, you can. Please do.
So Ms. Lynn, I love what you just said about you don't like the market, and I'm telling people, don't wait. I know the interest rates are bad. The price, like they just put an article out in the Philly Inquirer that the average person has to make an additional $15,000 to afford the average house right now in Philadelphia. However, your job probably didn't give you a $15,000 increase. But to me, what that says is they were giving loans out and maximizing people's funding, and now they're house poor. So what that now says is if you buy with this current interest rate and you buy what you're really supposed to buy, you're not getting as much bang for your buck, but you are reaching your goal of home ownership. And now the way you capitalize is when the rates do change because you found your house, you're going to now benefit from doing a refinance and getting a lower interest rate. But now the double bonus is just imagine you buy a house now for 250 and in 3 years, now it's worth 300. It's worth 325. You can sell it and upgrade to the next house. And mind you, you didn't have to do any sweat equity. All you had to do was keep paying your mortgage. Or you refinance it, use that house to go buy other investment properties. But you got to buy now.
So one of the questions that is coming in, and thank you so much for addressing that, Anthony. One of the questions that's coming in is from Harold. Harold Sprittle asks, who did your LLC?
So my favorite guys downtown, again, guys that I come up with in the investment space or the real estate business space, Common Ground Management. So it's cgmphilly.com, Common Ground Management. When you call them or you message them, tell them Anthony sent you. You're going to ask for Dom or you're going to ask for James. But Common Ground Management, another Black-owned business in Philadelphia. And that's one of the things I'm really big on, trying to support my brothers and sisters in Philadelphia that are also minorities.
So are we. Miss Lily shares, Brother Lee, you are a young man who knows how to handle his business. You are very astute and very impressive.
Oh, thank you.
And Harold shares, thanks. Thank you very much for that information. Family, if you have just joined us, you are tuned in to Love and Life with yours truly, Carol Riddick, right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We're talking with Anthony Lee, and we're talking about real estate. We're talking about generational wealth. He's sharing all kinds of information. Okay, so you should be paying attention. You hear me? I do want to also share with you that Nico is checking in as well. And Nico shares, young man, you have brought some much needed levity and smiles. You are such an inspiration. Thanks for all the helpful information. I will definitely be following you. God bless you and continued success.
Thank you.
And my cousin is checking in. Hey there, cuz. So my family's checking in as well. But no, seriously, you really, really have. And it's all appreciated. This, like I said, this hour goes by so quickly, and I have like a whole list of questions, But what I want to know though, so for those of us who don't have much knowledge about real estate, well, now we have to take a break in about 3 minutes, but
I got you.
I want to start this question. What would you suggest? Like, how would you suggest we get started? For investment properties.
So even before we jump into investments, like you said, own your own house. That was my fundamental cheat code and learning curve. I bought that first house. I learned what a mortgage was. I learned how to pay a mortgage, water bill, all the expenses that come with it. And then I branched into the investment side. To get started, go to all the free home buying events, because again, those fundamentals to buy a personal house, you're going to use them to buy investment properties. The only difference is you're going to need more cash now when you go to the investment side. But at least if you learn the basics of purchasing, it all transfers and goes from personal to investment. But you can, if you're limited on cash, that's why I said I went to all the events. You know those seminars you hear on the radio? Come to City Line Ave, to this hotel, and come learn, and it's free, and we're going to teach you how to be a millionaire.
Yeah.
Every weekend I was at them events like, so y'all not going to give me the millionaire part? Y'all just going and every time I would go to, I just would try to learn a little bit more than I learned last time. And eventually, again, when I met people that was doing what I was doing before I was doing it, I would latch on, and I would say just try to, if you can't find a mentor, volunteer services. So, we do community cleanups in the community. So it's like, hey, you can get in front of certain people, come to the community cleanup. Or when we speak at the schools, come sit in the classroom. Whatever you can do that'll be, a help. I'm sure there's a way to get into these rooms.
That is such helpful advice, Anthony. OMG. I want to share again. Gary is saying, young man, you are simply awesome. I will
No,
definitely be following you. Henry shares, I'm a parent and I'm proud of both of you. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you very much. Family, so listen, I know that you too have questions and comments. Feel free to share them on our socials, or you can also call us. You can do that by dialing 215-634-8065. You can even call us toll free, and you can do that by dialing 1-866-361-0900. But whatever you do, stay with us as we take this short break, because we will be right back to continue our conversation with Anthony Lee.
Meet Amanda. She loves to start her day by heading to her favorite coffee shop.
Morning, Amanda. Black coffee, no sugar.
Then, she usually takes the long way to share a little treat with Coco, Mrs. Lopez's little terrier. And when Amanda arrives to open the Keystone First Wellness and Opportunity Center, Mr. Freeman is always there.
You always on time, Amanda.
Always on time, Mr. Freeman.
Amanda has been a community health educator at Keystone First for over 15 years. She knows this community as well as the community knows her. As a local health plan, we don't only take care of members. For over 35 years, we have known them as neighbors, friends, and family. As Southeastern Pennsylvania's largest medical assistance managed care health plan, our roots run deep. Visit KeystoneFirstPA.com to learn how we can help you get care and stay well.
Summer is here, and so is WURD's annual Summer of Freedom Tour. WURD Radio is proud to partner with Philadelphia Parks and Recreation and the Center for Families and Relationships for a summer of fun, freedom, and healthy communities. Join us in Germantown, Overbrook, North Philly, and Southwest Philly, where Tanya Pendleton will broadcast live each Thursday from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. Discover all that our recreation centers have to offer. Meet with mental health specialists who will provide support to children impacted by gun violence. Join WURD's community partners for hands-on outdoor activities and hear live performances from local artists. Win tickets and prizes and stand with WURD by joining or renewing your 4WURD membership on site. Be sure to join us on August 10th at 8th and Diamond Playground in North Philadelphia, 800 Diamond Street. Summer of Freedom is brought to you by Comcast, Pico, Keystone First, and the Energy Co-op.
What kind of help does the IRS have for identity theft victims?
If you suspect you're a victim of tax-related identity theft, go to irs.gov/identity theft to learn how to prevent potential refund fraud and protect your tax account. At the IRS, combating tax-related identity theft is a top priority, and we are committed to prevention, detection, and assisting victims. And we're working with law enforcement to catch the criminals. For more info, go to irs.gov/identity theft to learn what the IRS is doing to help protect you.
What is love?
You're listening to Love and Life on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media.
I think I know what love is.
Well, hello there, family. Welcome back. You're tuned in to Love and Life with Carol Riddick right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. We're talking with Anthony Lee, and we've been talking about real estate. We've been talking about life. We've been talking about generational wealth. And I'm looking at the time, so I know we just have a few minutes left. But I do have one other question for you. What suggestions do you have for first-time home buyers?
So reach out to myself or my team. Definitely, again, you can connect through us through social media, or you can reach out directly to me, 267-475-1018. So again, that's 267-475-1018. On social media, A-Lee Real Estate, A-L-E-E Real Estate. You can reach out to my team. We can help connect you with the mortgage to help you get the funding. We can also connect you with potential grants, depending on what location you're trying to buy in. The first thing you want to do before you even reach out, just check your credit. At bare minimum, you need a 620 credit score to purchase a house these days. people are going to tell you you can do it with a 580, but I'm going to tell you, I'm not going to lie to you, it's not worth the headache and hassle to try to do it at a 580. At a 620 bare minimum, that's when I would attempt to purchase a house. As long as you have that 620 credit score, reach out to us and we'll help guide you the rest of the way. Like I said, my team, we basically cover Pennsylvania, Delaware, Jersey, and Maryland, as well as Georgia and North Carolina as well. And we can help you first-time home buyer, move down house if you know your kids moved out and you're looking to downsize or you're looking to upgrade, but we can help you across the board.
Wow. Okay. Wait. Tell me the areas you cover again. That was
Pennsylvania,
Pennsylvania, New
Delaware,
Jersey, Delaware, Maryland, Georgia,
and North
and
Carolina.
North Carolina. Oh, look at that. I remembered. Look at that.
So, and that's
And
how the team, when you asked me about the Good Neighbor team, that's really how it started. So the short version of my journey, again, I've almost flunked out of college. My real estate license, it took me 9 times to pass the test. But I was committed to the goal, committed to the journey. Especially after I told mom I got my degree, but I ain't going to use it no more. And she's ready to beat me in the head. So I had to prove to her that I could get it done. So in that, I basically collaborated with multiple agents so that we can service multiple areas. But again, I can't be 12 places at once. So that's why, again, we collaborate and we can, serve more people because we're not just a one-man team.
sure. And now you said your office will be opening in September. Where will that be located?
So we'll be at Front and Girard, 1216 North Front Street.
Front and Gerard. Wow. How many agents will be in your location?
So right now we have about 15, but we are, again, we're going to be open. So the goal, I'll just say, Lord willing, in the next 6 months, we'll get it to 30. And after that, we'll just continue to grow.
I mean, 15 is impressive. You're like, 15 is impressive. So, family, OMG, OMG. I do want to say, go right ahead. Go right ahead.
I was just going to say, small plug, even if you're not buying real estate, again, me being a licensed agent was that additional income when I had a 9-to-5. So I'm always, when you talk about how do we build these other income streams, sometimes we got to do different hustles, and getting your real estate license is another way for you to learn how to be an investor, learn how to money move and build the connections. But now you're making money helping other people.
That's so true. It is so true. Oh, heavens to Murgatroyd. So true. I just want to share with you, Cheryl Brown shares an absolutely wonderful show. 4 months ago, I had all my debt canceled. All I can say is God did it, building my credit from the beginning and doing very well. Family, first of all, Anthony, thank you. Thank you for sharing your time, your energy, your attention, your spirit, your knowledge with us here at Love and Life. Again, I'm hoping that you will come back and educate us some
Don't
more
tell me
in
that.
the
I'll send you the
future.
calendar invite now.
You better pick a date. You better pick a date, family. Okay, family, tell him that we want him to come back. Okay, listen, you don't see all of my little stickies. You can't see. I got a whole thing of like 5 stickies here with so much information.
Next time I come back, I promise we'll stick to like 2 stickies and we'll do the deep dive. I will stick to the stickies and we'll do the deep dive.
I didn't want y'all to hear me over here typing, like trying to take notes. Because I was about to take it all. They're like, what he said this and he said that. But no, I have already followed you on IG, and I will be looking into the events that you will host. And family, y'all know we will talk. We will talk about the events. Okay, we will share because that's what we do here at Love and Life. So thank you again.
Can I just share that? So I spoke on one of the other segments maybe 2-3 weeks ago, and a few of the listeners showed up to the event, and I was surprised. And I was like, wait, they were like, well, yeah, we heard the radio station and we said he was coming. And I was like, all right, well, come on in.
Anthony, 3 of us have already told you we followed you. Okay, I think I was the 3rd person to say we have already. Okay, see, look at this. Nico said, please come back.
You guys do not play, for sure.
We don't play. Listen, we do not play here at WURD. Nico shared, please come back. I'm about to rewind and take some more notes. That's right. That's what I'm saying. Lynn shares, Anthony, come back, because I'm going to hit that mega. Okay, listen, need I say more? So, Anthony, please schedule, okay, so you
I
can
got
come
you.
back and okay. And again, just thank you so much, and continued success to you and your family. Congratulations to you, your family, and the crew. Okay, all right, on the office and everything. But I don't know why I'm saying this like we won't talk, because you will
Look,
talk to me.
right.
Okay, you will talk to me. So
I promise to come back. I promise. I
you better. No.
No, so I honestly like these because
Okay.
again, like you said, it's kind of, you know how it is trying to get the business out there and talk to people. So again, having this opportunity again, I can be nothing but blessed and appreciative. I was connected to you guys from the Tustin community organization in Overbrook. That small segue, we're doing a book bag drive this Saturday. So again, if you guys want to connect, I'll be at Tustin doing a book bag drive for the kids this Saturday. With Dope Girls Inc., Lake Phoenix, and Jackson Rental Homes. We're giving out like 500 book bags to the kids. But that's how I got connected with you. And again, I'm just trying to follow the footsteps as they just keep coming. So whenever you guys want me, I promise you, I got you.
I ain't gonna say it again. You better quit. You better schedule. On that note, now I've got to begin to say goodnight to our family. Anthony, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Family. So praise God, from whom all blessings flow. As we wrap up tonight's episode, you already know. You know that I love you, and I thank you so much for just your continued support of Love and Life, to all of our callers, to those who contributed via our socials as well, to every single one of our guests for sharing time, energy, space, attention, knowledge, and spirit, to the entire WURD family, especially Niall Jax and Nick Steptoe. Family, just know that I love you. I love you more than you will ever know. God loves you as well. I love you, but God loves you so much more. How about that? Congratulations again to the Black Promoters Collective on their recognition by Billboard. Just congrats. Family, I'm going to say it. Remember, we are all in this together. So be good to you, but be good to those around you. Have a great rest of your night, family, and be sure to join me Monday through Thursday, 7 till 9 p.m. Eastern Time, for another edition of Love and Life right here on WURD, Progressive Black Talk Media. Have a good night, y'all.
Won't want to miss the celebration of our founder, Walter P. Lomax Jr., MD, on Friday, August 18th at the future home of WURD, 3601 Haverford Avenue, from 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Please join us for a block party filled with panel discussions,